Spring forth, burly protector, and save me!
Following the 90s nostalgia of Spider-Man the Animated Series, and Sam Raimi's begrudging inclusion of the character in Spider-Man 3, Venom is finally getting his own cinematic outing. Is it a roaring success, or does it melt away before the credits roll? It all starts well enough, introducing Eddie Brock as a charismatic, albeit short-sighted journalist, trying to expose the truth behind a series of grisly experiments. In doing so, he becomes intertwined with the dark, alien force known as Venom. As the gears of the plot begin to grind, it becomes increasingly difficult to find a footing in a narrative this lazily slapdash. There's talent on both sides of the camera, but a complete absence of initiative to make this material anything more than a curious mess. A good comic book film, or any feature with duality at its core, lives and dies by how well it defines the humanity behind the superhuman. Tom Hardy, Michelle Williams and Riz Ahmed amiably try to bring pathos to the symbiotic puddle, only to end up treading water. The cast of Venom are clearly having a ball, but the material they're working with is dislocated and dour at best. It all leaves a nagging dissonance between the inkwell aesthetic and pantomime performances. Hardy relishes his time as a CGI spectacle, although whether audiences wind up laughing with or at him is yet to be seen. Ahmed is relegated to the role of ambition equals evil, and Williams is wasted on perfunctory scenes where she is tasked with looking moderately concerned. As a coherent 3-act film, at some point Venom has clearly been sawed off at the joints. You'll be waiting almost an hour before you see the fully formed Venom, and even then his appearances are so fleeting and unfulfilling, it feels like a cameo in his own origin story. Eddie and his symbiotic alter ego are Jekyll and Hyde without the subtext. An Edgelord tire fire come to life. Reports of last-minute editorial weed-whacking linger over the film, but even taking into account the jarringly bloodless beheadings and breakneck editing, the problems far outweigh these hastily mandated studio interferences. There's an aimlessness to it all that infects the dauntingly few action set pieces, as well as the downtime between all the destruction. It's a Rorschach test fighting an oil slick in a shaky cam hellscape. Towards the end of the first act, Eddie Brock belches out the line, "My legs were broken, and now they're not broken." Around about here is when my mind started to flicker off to all the ho-hum examples of this exact same shtick. The prototype video games, 1997's The Relic, which, if you're like me, is the first time any of us have remembered that film exists for 20 years, and a recurring shot of an infected person crossing the globe on foot, which is outright stolen from the film Constantine. At the end of the day, this isn't the worst film I've seen this year, nor is it the worst comic book movie I've ever seen. It's just empty calories, a film content to jog in place, rather than go any meaningful distance.
That went slightly better than the worst it could have possibly gone, so... hooray?
Agree or disagree? It's all good, doesn't matter. Just thank you for watching. Feel free to like, share and subscribe. Until next time, this is In Frame Out.